week, trying to make ends meet. Do you need a minute to get off your feet? Moving to the rhythm of the same old beat. Whoa. A slave to the grind till you drop dead. Tangle with the devil living in your head. Do you wanna party with me instead? Whoa. So we're going out tonight to dance under the city lights and live like we'll never die. Whoa. So we're living it up. We're living it up, yeah. We're living it up, yeah.
Oh, I love that. My good friend Mitch put that video together. So welcome to Cruise Shop Save Live, everybody. Friday night, 7 o'clock every week. Here we are. And we are always interviewing a cruise influencer, a YouTuber, a cruise industry expert. And this week we're going to cross the pond to my fan. We were just chatting, actually. We can't. It's insane that we've known each other for so long. But this is my fabulous friend, Chillie Falls, all the way from the United States of America. How are you, darling?
I'm doing wonderful, Melissa, and thank you so much for having me on.
You're welcome.
So your audience will know.
Yeah.
I absolutely promised not to behave.
Good. We don't want you to behave. We want you just the way you are. We don't want you to behave. There's no censors here. We don't care. It's fine.
And like my shirt says, warning. I bought the drinks package, so look out, folks.
Well, we could talk about drinks packages because
Sure.
I'm going on a cruise next month and I cannot believe the price of the drinks package. But I've been told and I've been warned, buy it because it's even more expensive when you get on the ship. What is your feeling about drinks packages in general?
As a general rule, unless they just happen to be included in a cruise, I don't get them.
Do you know?
I can't, as much as I talk about drinking and misbehaving, I can't drink enough for it to pay for itself.
Right.
Most of the time on a cruise, I'm working. You know, I do my daily show on a cruise. I'm filming. I'm interviewing people.
Yeah.
I'm running all over the ship. So yeah, maybe I'm worried about my vegetable levels and have a Bloody Mary in the morning.
Oh, I love it.
That's because I got to keep the vegetable levels up, of course.
Yeah,
Now,
one a day.
Now I'm concerned about my health, so I do that. And then maybe I'll have, a bourbon. I mean, I'm a bourbon guy.
Mm-hmm. We know.
So maybe I have 2 or 3 total during the day. I mean, you have a drinks package. You got to be able to drink 8 or 10 drinks a day. I can't do that and get anything done on the cruise. I'd be drunk all the time.
I know. Well, I could make good use of a drinks package. So I'm afraid
I could make use of one. I wouldn't get anything done. So as a general rule, I mean, that doesn't mean I don't drink on cruises. Good heavens.
Yeah.
But I just pay for them. I mean, I put them on my tab for the end of the cruise.
Yeah, that's true.
So, especially if a drink package, you can get drinks packages that are $400, $500, $600.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, duh. I might end up with a $200 bill at the end of the cruise.
Well, yeah. But the drinks package I've been presented with is £208, which is
so that's about $250.
Yeah, with the exchange rate at the moment. Yeah, probably you're right. Yeah.
Is that a 7-day?
Yeah, 7-day. So
that's not so bad.
That's not so bad. You're right. It's on Iona next month. We're going on Iona.
Yeah. Now, see that I mean, I can almost afford doing that.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever I have to pay for internet, I'm not paying more for booze.
Yeah.
Because the internet's the most important thing for me on a cruise.
Yeah, we could talk about that in just a moment. I just want to take a moment and welcome everybody. Welcome to the Cruise Shop Save chat. We're here every Friday. Please, we encourage you to add comments, join in the banter. Have you heard that word? You have a British weekly chat with Cruising Tips Pete, don't you? So you must be familiar with some English phrases, right?
Well, sure. I mean, and keep in mind, roughly, it's changed. My demographics have changed recently. I'm probably down to about 30% European now, which I was at one time. I was at 50% European.
Really?
So my
How?
my recent growth has been more in the States
Right.
than
Okay.
it has in Europe. But
Right.
still, I mean, I have a substantial audience in Europe. So,
Good. Why do you think that is?
well, probably because Pete and I,
Yeah.
we started a lot of stuff at the first part of the pandemic. And I got to be known, with Pete, and then soon
Mm-hmm.
after Emma and you, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, then it's been an ongoing thing with me and folks from the UK.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So do you think, because you specialize, you specialize in cruising, but you also specialize in solo travel, but you also recently you started to specialize in accessibility on board these cruise ships.
right.
And do you think that's because there's a massive audience out there that tick all those boxes, right?
Well, clearly that's part of it. Probably more part of it than I give credit to. But
I
yeah,
would say. Yeah.
um, and there's not many people that do what I do on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
There's a couple of the folks that are, really ADA experts over here.
Mm-hmm.
People like Sylvia Longmire, who she and I are both ambassadors for Scoot Around and Wheel Power
Mm-hmm.
Chairs.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 3 or 4 of the guys that are really big time accessibility folks that I talk to regularly.
Mm-hmm.
But
Cool.
purely in the cruise space, I'm not sure there's anybody else that does what I do.
Right.
So,
Exactly. Right. And so where have you been cruising? Like, what were your last few cruises? Because I know last time I spoke to you, we were on a video and you were actually on a ship. You were on the MSC
Seascape. Yeah.
Seascape. Yeah. And
That
you
was
were
my last
actually,
one, the inaugural cruise for the Seascape.
yeah, that's it.
I had just an awesome year last year, Melissa. I
Yeah.
did 21 cruises for the year.
Oh my gosh. Nearly
Yeah.
2 cruises a month.
I was gone more than I was home.
And
I
so
think
you
I
were,
ended up on sea 148 nights or something last year.
wow. So you were completely in your happy place.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. I
Wow.
loved every minute of it.
Good.
Every storm at sea, every wave, every rock of the boat. I call it a boat. I know it's a ship.
Yeah.
I call it a boat. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. Well, you know what? We're going to give you that because you're Chillie. Chillie Falls can call it a boat any day of the week. Everyone else, it's a ship. It's a ship.
Right.
Right. Okay. So I know. I mean, you absolutely love cruising, and I love watching your videos because you've got so much enthusiasm. So so you were, because last time we had a big interview, didn't we? And you were there and you were on the ship and you were saying about the accessibility wasn't quite right just yet, right?
Yeah, the Seascape, and there's been so much bad publicity at times for MSC.
Mm-hmm.
So I did 4 MSC cruises last year.
Mm-hmm.
I did 3 early on because they were Royal and MSC were the first people that allowed me to cruise. I'm an oxygen user.
Right.
And oxygen wasn't allowed during the pandemic.
Right.
The cruise, when the cruises started back up for almost that first year,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't want to mess with an old fat guy that has oxygen. They were more concerned with taking care of people in COVID and
Yeah.
getting it right, which they
So
did.
you were considered high risk.
I was considered high risk.
Yeah.
And they said, no, fat man, go home. I said, okay. So it was actually the last week in January that both Royal Caribbean and MSC would accept an oxygen user.
Right.
So I booked Freedom of the Seas from Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
And then in succession, I booked 3 MSCs because they were really priced lovely. So I did the Seashore,
Mm-hmm.
the Divina, and the
Nice.
Meraviglia.
Ooh, try
And
saying that when you've had a
loved them.
few.
I absolutely loved them.
Wow. Is
So
that your
all
first
the
time
people
on
talking
MSC?
about the bad food and all that, and I just didn't see it. I don't think I've ever had a bad meal on an MSC ship. Yeah,
Okay.
there's some things that they do well and some things they aren't do so well. But once you know what to order in the main dining. I'm in the main dining rooms most of the time. I ordered the things that I know they do okay with, and I don't like it.
I saw some of it. You make me so hungry when you put those pictures up.
The steakhouse on MSC, I've had probably the best steaks.
Really?
Of any of the steakhouses. I mean, I'm a big fat guy, so a steak is important to me. I love the Butcher Cut, which is the MSC Steakhouse.
Wow.
So I booked the Seascape.
Yeah.
That was going to be the end of my cruise year. I was looking to have just a wonderful send off to the year.
Yeah.
Because it was an inaugural. I'd never been on an inaugural cruise before. And
this is why Denzi put this comment. Chillie learned why one shouldn't book inaugural cruises. Oh.
Well,
yeah. No, that was great, right?
Yeah. There's so much to like about the ship. The ship is stunning. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
The food was great.
Yeah.
The entertainment was phenomenal.
Amazing.
The service was exceptional.
Yeah.
Accessibility sucked.
Yeah. Is that poor planning, or do you think it's ongoing? They still haven't quite.
Most of it is they just don't understand what the accessible community has to go through. Whether it's me, I'm mobility challenged, I call it, or somebody that's on up to totally disabled. And it's things like the public restrooms, which are, they've got the little wheelchair sign. They're supposed to be handicap accessible, right?
Yeah.
None of them work. And so I went to the consumer desk and said, your accessible restrooms are not accessible. Well, of course they're accessible. I said, no, they're not. Well, of course they are. I said, no, come with me and I'll show you. So I took them to the bathroom. And I said, okay, now this particular door pulls out. So let me show you what I have to go through. I'm on my scooter. I have to pull up and lean over and get a hold of the door, which is heavy.
Yeah,
I have to pull it back the scooter back to get the door through. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I have to take my leg off the scooter, hold the door open with my leg.
Yeah.
Drive the scooter around the door and in through the door
and hold the door
and
open.
Let go of my leg and hope the scooter doesn't jam into my shoulder and knock me off the scooter.
Ooh,
that's an accessible door?
No.
And then you get to do the same thing all over again once you're inside the bathroom to get into the stall. And you just reverse it coming out.
It's like the simplest thing to do, though. A disabled, you think if out of all the things that they could get wrong, that disabled bathrooms
are like a push button.
Push button, yeah.
And they have other push buttons all over the ship. They have automatic doors in a number of places.
Yeah.
So put them on the bathroom doors for accessible
what about
bathrooms.
the other MSC ships, the older MSC ships? They were okay?
No, about the same. They had some issues as well. Some of them not as many.
Okay.
Also, that early on, I wasn't totally focused on accessibility as well.
Right.
So I need to go back to those ships and completely survey them
all over.
Absolutely. But once I do, I mean, I cover everything on the ship through Accessible Eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm learning from some of my accessibility friends that I have to make that a multiple eyes now, because what is accessible for me on a scooter could be different from somebody, let's say, on a manual wheelchair.
Because if you
go up on a on a ramp. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're in a manual chair,
you
got to be able to jam on the brakes so you don't roll backwards as you're trying to get the door open.
Oh my God. It's like a workout.
So somebody on a manual chair has a little different needs than I have, and still a little different needs from somebody in a power chair. So now I'm working my brain, what little bit there's left of it, through what all I've got to continue doing as I go on with this silliness, because I won't do 21 cruises again this year, but I'm getting some cruises booked now. So
good. Well, here's Pete. It looks like he's going to be cruising with you in December.
Right.
Also, what was the drinks package for Ariana? Okay, so Chillie and I were just talking, saying on about drinks packages. So I just took a look. It's £40 a day, like $39.95 for the alcoholic drinks package.
So that's say $50 a day. So
28.
I would have to drink 5 drinks a day. I figure they're roughly $10 a drink.
Yeah, I think the soft drinks package, Pete, is like £20. Which I thought soft drinks were included on cruises.
No.
Has that changed? Not anymore.
You got to have a soft drink package on most ships. Because that's what I'll normally do is get a soft drink package, because I drink a lot of Diet Coke. And then I'll just buy, when I want to drink, I just put it on my tab.
Sure. Yeah, I used to work on ships a long time ago, and it just was all free. We've got a comment here from Madeline. She said, interesting chat about Hi, Madeline. Interesting chat about MSC. I haven't personally heard anything good about their ships, so I've never booked one. I'm a huge NCL fan. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I like NCL as well, but I'm telling you, Madeline, don't believe everything you hear. You need to probably try one and see, especially if you can get a bargain.
Yeah. Have you cruised on NCL?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
And how would you say MSC compared to NCL then, for Madeline's benefit? She's a big NCL fan.
Okay, food.
She's saying hi.
Food is comparable to NCL.
Right.
Service is comparable. Entertainment. Ooh, boy, that's a tough one. I probably would lean slightly to MSC for entertainment.
Really?
The beauty of the ships, just the newer MSC ships are just stunning. I don't know any other word.
Well, it's Italian owned, so you would
actually they're Swiss owned, but
are they?
Yeah.
I thought it was an Italian cruise line.
Well, most people do, but it's they're actually the Mediterranean Shipping Corporation is in Switzerland.
Madeline's asking, are there any other 32-year-old hot guys on MSC too? Okay, that's a deal breaker.
I have shoes that are 32 years old. Does that count? Yeah, there's 32-year-old hot guys that I can almost promise you. So,
I think there's a little private joke going on between you and Madeline.
No, not really, but that's okay.
Okay. Just going back to the drinks, we were talking about the drinks packages, and Denzie's saying that the fizzy drinks are included on Disney. Have you cruised Disney before?
No, I have not cruised Disney.
Oh, I think you'd love it.
Well, one of these days I will. And quite frankly, I love kids, but that's probably my biggest weakness is cruising with a bunch of kids, because
I don't know about now. I used to work on Disney way back. So I think things have changed. I was quite surprised at how little you see the children.
That's what I've been told.
Mm.
So
They have it very well planned, and the kids have got their own entertainment and they're having their own fun. And they actually have an amazing entertainment for adults. They have I think this is common now, but I think Disney were one of the first cruise lines that ever had a comedy club that was very edgy because it was all very proper on cruise ships, wasn't it? Like a comedian would never swear, they would never say anything rude. Now it's all different, but I think Disney were one of the first cruise lines to have like a very late night, like a Saturday Night Live type situation. It was very ad lib. And I just remember sitting there in bits, dying laughing, thinking, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this on a cruise ship. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to do this. Well, I need to do everybody. I need to be able so I can answer questions just like this.
I know, because I'm not sure either. So Denzi's actually enlightening you and I on MSC. The family that owns MSC is Italian. The HQ moved to Switzerland probably for tax reasons. The cruise line is considered Italian. Okay.
All right,
makes sense.
So there's a mixture there.
Yeah.
I knew they were headquartered in Switzerland. I did not realize that they were an Italian family. So Dennis keeps me straight.
Yeah, and
Dennis also, if I mispronounce anything, especially in Italian, Dennis keeps me in line.
He's funny as well. Children on Disney are locked away in the kids' club and let out from me. I just love the terminology that you use for that. Yeah. I wasn't going to say that, but yes, that's how it is.
Dennis, by the way, is over on your side of the pond.
All right.
He's
well, there's the humor. That's why the humor's there. Yeah, we got a question. Okay. Have you been on a Virgin cruise yet? Have you?
No, I have not. I am going on one this year.
Good.
I'm hoping to do one. I have a window right now in March and April.
Okay.
I'm hoping to do one in that window simply because I need to. And I didn't have any place in my schedule for it last year. Mm-hmm. Oh. So I'm probably going to be doing another meeting right after this show, which is going to determine how much freedom I'm going to have to openly book stuff, because I have a feeling that I'm going to be given a list of things that I got to do. So
yeah. Oh, we'll talk. Is that to do with the solo cruising?
I can neither confirm nor deny. Yes, that's what it is.
Oh, you should be a politician. Bravo.
Oh, hell no. Oh, my God. Do you know what I like about politicians?
What?
Nothing.
I knew you were going to say that.
Not a thing.
Not a thing.
If their lips are moving, they're lying. So, yeah. Right or left, hell, it doesn't matter to me.
I think they're quite funny. They do make me laugh. They take themselves way too seriously. They should go on a cruise. I've been on a Virgin cruise, Madeline. I've been on 2. Fantastic. Loved it. Really loved it.
Just so then, did you get in the hammock and
I did.
And fool around in the hammock?
Well, I wouldn't say I fooled around, Chillie. I mean, I'm 55. No, I didn't fool around, but I did get in it. Got in it. That's huge for me. I actually got in the hammock, but I didn't.
Yeah, well, see, that's going to be a problem for me. Cool. Well, number one, I'm not sure the hammock will hold people as fat as I am, so I might have a good excuse. I mean, well, when they do things like roller coasters and stuff, they say, "Oh no, you can't go on that. You're too fat. Go away."
Oh, this is not true. You are. I swear to God, you are not. It's not an age is just a number. It's all about how you're young at heart. You sound it anyway, but
you're a young chick to me, believe it or not.
Yeah, you
because
would love
my
it.
hair isn't gray doesn't mean I mean, I have some gray in it, but yeah, I got you about several years, and I'm going on one.
Yeah, I actually feel so. I love what Virgin have done. I think they're a bit misunderstood as well, in that I think that's something went wrong with the marketing, because it really. I mean, I went on the cruise and there was people of all ages and of all creeds, but what I love about it is the crew. The crew really make it. The crew are extremely diverse, and it's so refreshing to meet crew that just feel like they can express themselves. I just feel like the crew have to abide by all the rules, and there are rules, I know the rules, but the crew just felt really happy.
Yeah.
It was nice. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. So
Good.
And the other thing that I understand, the food is just wonderful on all the
Sensational.
merchant ships so far.
The food is out of this world. I will go as far as to say it's some of the best food that I've ever eaten. It's wonderful. It
Well,
really, really good. Really good. And it's so interesting because it's you would go to, you can go up to the buffet, but actually there's so many other great places to eat. You don't bother because you're actually thinking, oh gosh, I'm only here for 4 days. Okay, I need to cram everything in. I need to eat there for lunch. I need to eat there for dinner. I need to eat you know, so you actually barely get a chance to go. It's not really a buffet either. It's not more like a food court.
Yeah.
Up in the sort of buffet area, but fantastic. Denzi, can I just go back to Denzi? So he's talking about MSC being owned by Italian, and they are moved to Switzerland for tax reasons. Same with Cunard, which is owned by American Carnival Corporation. I see the correlation. Yes, they are. And then you are right. I'm English, but marooned in Greece since just days before the blip. I've never heard it called the blip. Well, that is some good timing. That is, Denzi. Gosh.
Dennis is a wonderfully gifted follower of mine that I dearly love. Dennis is on almost every day.
Yeah.
So I do so appreciate him. And I'm actually learning to say a few Italian words.
Yeah.
Without my goofy Southern accent.
Oh, I love your Southern accent. It's the only American accent I can copy. Well, I think I can. Oh my God, I forgot what I used to say. I can't think about that now. I can only think about that tomorrow.
Uh-huh. You sound just like a Southern belle.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Cruising Pete saying it's easy getting in the hammock. It's getting out that's a problem. That is true. That is true.
Yeah, see, well, my problem, Pete, if I get in the hammock, it might not be any getting out. Yeah. Of course, the hammock's liable to be on the floor, too.
Yeah. Mr. Bucket List said the same. Food was fantastic. I echo that.
Yeah, Justin was on. I had Justin on today.
Yes. Food is sensational. I think it's just a matter of time. It's definitely a place for solo cruising. It's just fantastic. Wonderful place. It's not, the ship has not got any big areas. So you never really, you don't feel sort of intimate, but if you go to a party, if there's one of the parties going on, it feels like you're in this wonderful room. You're not in this big sprawling theater. They're not massive spaces. It's really good.
Now, I'm sorry, but I could never, ever go to a party on a cruise ship.
Oh, please. Are you, what are you always in bed by 8 o'clock? I think you'd be the first in line for any party.
Actually, I start partying at embarkation. I mean, I can party through standing in all them damn lines even.
I love the sail away party.
Laughing all the way on the ship.
I love a sail away party. So good. Yeah. Those are my favorite. And maybe you know this. I don't know. No. I think it goes to the Mediterranean. Yeah.
The new ship is going to Australia.
Oh yes, it is. Yeah. You're right. Going to Australia. Yeah.
We have both current ships are sailing out of the U.S. right now. I think.
Right.
I think Scarlet Lady's still over here.
Scarlet Lady.
But then the new ship is going to make its way. I don't remember the schedule, but they're going to Australia.
All right. Oh, I think there's a customer. Yes, me too. Me too, Madeline. absolutely love New Zealand and Australia. And of course, if you travel all the way, I don't know where you live, but if you travel, it doesn't matter where you live, even if it's US or the UK, such a long way to go. You've got to tag on, do a stay overnight. Oh, Dennis. Oh, okay. My name is Turkish, pronounced like Dennis. My family name's origin is Spanish until the expulsion. Okay, cool. So it's Dennis.
Yes.
Dennis.
Dennis,
Okay.
just like Dennis the Menace.
Dennis the Menace. Okay. And Madeline lives in South Carolina. South Carolina. Oh,
Yes, she's a Southern Belle.
Southern Belle.
And that's a 2-syllable Belle word.
Bill. Okay. I love that. So we were talking earlier about that you weren't very well in the past, but you're better now. And the two
Yep.
things that keep you alive are your
Well, I've gone through 2 bouts of cancer and chemo.
right.
The first chemo was the really harsh chemo, which my body can never have that again. And then I went for over a year that everything was fine. And then all of a sudden, the chemo came back. So they put me on the second generation of chemo, which is in a pill form. That costs $11,000 a month.
Wow.
I said, yeah, no. So with my insurance and everything, I got the copay down to $2,800 a month.
Wow.
I said, wait a minute, time out, folks. That's my cruising money. So actually, I ended up getting a grant to cover the cost of this stuff.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, but it literally is keeping me alive. I am as good now as I probably will ever be in my life, the rest of it.
Wow. Wow.
I am
And
on
then what?
oxygen,
Yeah.
but I only use oxygen if I have to walk more than like 10 feet,
Okay.
maybe 20 feet.
Yeah.
Then I have to have the oxygen. As long as I'm sitting still,
Yeah.
I'm okay. On a cruise
good.
ship, I'm on my scooter. I don't have to have it
Perfect.
on.
Okay. And so so that's one thing that's keeping you alive. And something you said before we went live, what's the second thing that's keeping you alive?
Cruising.
Yeah.
There is no doubt about it. If I didn't have cruises to look forward to, especially 2 years ago, if I didn't have the cruises to look forward to, I'd be dead.
Well,
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
That's the reason I'm alive. Not only the cruises, but my cruise family, my cruise community.
Yeah. Yeah.
People
I agree.
that not only watch my show, but people like Melissa, who's been, I've been involved with for several years now.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that the whole cruising community.
It's true. We are a happy bunch. We're
That
positive.
and boats keep me
We're young at
alive.
heart. Yeah. And and that is what cruising does, because cruising's got it all. Like, I just feel like it just ticks all the boxes. Everyone's always happy. Everyone's always having a good time. And it's amazing. It's great value for money. You cannot get a holiday or vacation, I should say, from your side of the pond. You cannot get a holiday or a vacation for the same money that that it would include all of those things on land.
Right.
Could you?
No.
It's just not possible.
I mean, I've tried. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's not possible.
So remember, I've been cruising. The first cruise I was on, I think Christopher Columbus might have been on it. But I've been cruising since. The only thing you could cruise on, unless you were mega rich, was
It
Carnival.
used to be for the
So I mean, like the first 20 cruises I did back in the 70s and 80s, I was on Carnival because that's all there was then.
Yeah.
Unless you have lots of money.
Yeah.
So now, now I'm trying to experience a little bit of everything. So I'm up to, I think it's 77 cruises total.
Wow.
And I've got probably 10 or 12 booked now. So.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Madeline. Yeah. Cruising does make you happy. I think when you get older, you just like, You know what? The other day, my husband caught me looking at cat videos. He's like, "What you doing?" And normally I like hide it. I'm like, "Oh, nothing." I'm just like, you know. And I thought, I'm looking at cat videos. There, I said it. I like looking at cat videos. You like? We
Do
like
you have a
cruises.
cat?
I got two.
Oh, you got two. Okay, so do
Yeah.
I. Yeah,
Oh, good.
I have two rescues that we rescued the first week of the pandemic.
Yeah, ours are
Charmin
rescues.
and Cottonelle.
Charmin and Cottonelle. Oh, that's
That's
such
the
cute
names of the
names.
cats. Yeah.
Oh, I love cats.
I'm surprised they come in and make appearances on some of the shows I'm on sometimes.
Oh, well, I've got a little bed here for them. They're very nervous because someone threw them into a skip.
Oh yeah.
Horrendous. So they're brother and sister. They're very sweet. One's very nervous. The other one's a little bit bolchy. Do you know, I don't know if it's complete coincidence, but all of my cruising friends love cats. I'm seeing
Yeah,
a
well,
little,
a lot of us are cat nuts.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, here we go. Madeline, two cats.
there you go.
And she's got a golden retriever.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I had a collie, and his
Mm.
name was Max the dog, and I lost him it was about 4 years ago now. And then that's him behind in the picture up there.
Okay. I
And
can
then
see it.
under him is, if I get out of the way,
Yeah.
I go this way. That's Brat the cat.
Oh.
Brat the cat passed away just before Max the dog,
Oh.
and he was 23.
What?
So I
A
had
cat?
Brat the cat 23 years.
23? Oh
Yep.
my God. What were you
Yep.
feeding them?
Anything he wanted.
There you go.
Yeah, no, just normal cat food. I mean, I have been known to spoil animals a little. Just
Yeah. Because you used to look after animals, didn't you?
Yeah, well, my niece is a pet sitter by profession. She used to be a zookeeper.
Oh,
That was
wow.
her profession, and she moved back in with us, and then went back to school.
Yeah.
And somebody asked if I'm an artist. No, I'm not an artist. But
Well,
she
I know
is.
what kind of artist you are, but I can't say it on here.
Yeah, well, yeah. Mhm. But anyway, she's started a pet sitting business so she could pay her way through college. And now she's
wow.
gone on and gotten a master's degree and halfway to a doctorate.
Yeah.
But she has a pet sitting business, and she has some clients that they actually fly her all over the country to take care of animals.
Wow.
So when she's gone, I would run her business for her.
Wow.
It was, something for me to do.
Yeah.
I mean, my business, didn't keep me going all year round.
Yeah.
So
what was your business?
I was in the concessions business. I did funnel cakes, which you got in the UK probably don't even know what they are. Funnel cakes and lemonade for major sporting events all over the country.
Oh, wow.
So I used to do NASCAR races and Washington Nationals baseball and Liberty University, which is a university here right near me. I was a 23-year veteran of football at Liberty because I sold funnel cakes and lemonade there. But anyway, I was a concessions guy. But anyway, so I would take care of her business when she was gone. And then anytime she was overbooked, she'd call me and say, "Hey, can you take care of such and such and such?" I'm sure. It was giving me a nice little side flow of income.
Nice.
And so I took care of dogs and cats and gerbils and sugar gliders. I love animals and horses.
Yeah, I sometimes like animals better than people.
Yeah, well, there's me
too. And it's not combinable with travel. So Madeline's saying it's exactly why I'm looking for good deals on cruises. Pet care is expensive when I travel. I had to pay $2,700 for 1 month when I went on a cruise to New Zealand and Australia. Yeah.
Wow.
It's big business.
Let's see
that's a lot.
So out of curiosity, do you have to board your pets, or do you bring a pet sitter into your house while you're gone?
Good question.
Amanda is, she either does multiple visits per day or sometimes does overnights, which, helps to bring some of the costs down. Yeah, it can be expensive to take care of pets, and it can be different in different parts of the country. But so as a result, yeah, I've always loved animals. We've always had dogs and cats here, and we ended up after in the course of about a year, my sister lost her dog. I lost both my dog and my cat, and Amanda, my niece, lost her dog. So we went for almost a year with no animals, and then that's when the pandemic hit, and Amanda says, hell, if I got to stay home all the time, I'm going to at least have something to play with.
Yeah.
So she went and rescued the 2 cats, and they run the house.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. That's great.
We have to ask permission on what we have for dinner, and the cats will say yes or no. It's easy, simple.
So sweet. So sweet. So she's got a friend that watches my dog, but I pay her whatever, pay a kennel. That's nice. And a cat sitter that comes once a day to do my cat. Yeah, cats are very independent. Yeah. They miss us, but they're
you got to have
independent.
somebody that doesn't mind cleaning litter boxes. I mean, let's face it, that's a part of the partial with cats. So feeding them is one thing, but you also got to take care. That's just like doing horses. You have to muck the stalls. So, I mean, it's out there with a pitchfork and mucking stalls. Took care of horses.
Yeah,
just part of
Well,
it.
I've got one more question for you. One more thing we should talk about before you go. All right, because I know you've got a very important meeting after this. So I don't want to keep you because we want to know what this meeting is all about next week. So solo cruises. It's always been, you set up cruises for solos. And if you're watching this and you're watching it after the fact, if you haven't joined your group, Cruises for Solos, it's amazing. It's gone from like a couple of followers, subscribers to like, I don't know where you're at now, like 16,000?
47,000.
47,000? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so Pete's group, which is Cruises for Solos, has kind of merged with Passion for Cruises, who has a special way of booking solo cruises. And they've been tremendously successful over on your side of the pond, including one solo cruise in, I believe it was either in October or November, that had 300 solo cabins.
Yeah.
In addition, there was another 100 cabins on board. So there was a total of 400 solos on one ship.
Wow.
That's ship that time.
That's insane.
So they've done a number of other cruises as well. So they've got probably 6 or 8 hosted solo cruises now that they're working on over there.
Yeah.
So I've been screaming, come to the States. So now we're on our way. It's now Passion for Cruises USA Solos.
Okay.
We have a website. We have the Facebook group. Our first solo cruise, hosted solo cruise, is May the 1st.
Okay.
On the Norwegian Joy.
Ooh, right.
It's going to be out of Miami. It's an 11-day cruise.
Wow.
It goes to Panama, Costa Rica.
Nice.
Colombia.
Oh, lovely.
Aruba, Curacao.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And Puerto Plata in Dominican Republic.
Nice.
Nice itinerary. And it's going to be hosted by me and Mr. Bucket List.
Oh, amazing.
So Justin and I are going to partner up on the hosting duties.
Yeah.
And I absolutely promise folks they're going to have a good time. Now, we won't let them not have a good time.
Amazing.
But,
and when can people start to book that?
Okay. I was hoping that we were actually had a live stream scheduled for tomorrow morning. And at the last minute, they discovered that the phones weren't working because, dedicated phone lines. So our people can call to book the cruise. So they were working on the phones, and I have not gotten word yet that the phone lines are in operation.
Okay. But
it's going to be soon. Yeah. Monday, Tuesday at the absolute latest.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I know what the pricing is now. I'm not allowed to say it until we can go live with it.
Okay. Okay. But
It's
so people stay tuned to Chillie's YouTube channel, right? Because you'll announce it.
oh yeah, it's going to be
This is your
announced
YouTube
everywhere
channel.
on
If you,
all the
yeah,
solo groups
yeah.
on both sides of the pond. Or it'll be you'll see it.
Okay.
And
Well, this is your
go ahead.
YouTube channel. It's Chillie's Cruises YouTube channel, and you do a live every 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time,
Right.
right?
My regular show, which is a news show, which I throw in a few interviews and chats on occasion,
Yeah.
is 11 o'clock every morning Eastern
Right.
Standard Time, and it's purely it's a travel and cruise industry news show.
Right.
And I cover news from on your side of the pond. I cover news from my side of the pond.
Yeah.
Today I had a story in Hong Kong. I had a story in Australia.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool. All right, and we've got a lot of questions coming in actually. So let's see. Madeline wants to know: does it end back in Miami or is it LA?
And this one is Miami.
Okay.
Miami to Miami.
Miami to Miami. Okay, round trip. That's always better, isn't it? When you're booking flights, you just get your return flight. Yeah. Before the blip, the MSC did not want snows. Now they have some of the lowest single supplements. Yes, it's true.
Yes, they do.
They do. Ooh. Madeline says Panama and Costa Rica are still on her bucket list. Oh. We've got this is hot news. The phones are working.
Sweet, Pete. That's good to know.
And what they're doing right now is just going through some testing. So they're working, but they're going through some testing. So I guess if you go over to Cruising Tips, Pete, or Cruises for Solos, or your YouTube channel, then you can get an update. And Madeline said this is great. Oh,
yeah.
Amazing.
We'll be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
The green flag is almost ready to drop.
Good.
And when it drops, we're gonna roll.
This is great news. This is great news because like Dennis said, the cruises for solo, you had to pay for like 2 people, and it was always a hard pill to swallow.
Yep.
When there's just one of you, one of you eating the food, one of you, taking up a seat everywhere. It really wasn't fair. So this is actually really great news. So, this is wonderful. So we'll keep in touch with you. We'll put some links in the chat. So if you're watching this, once we've wrapped it up, because we're going to wrap this up soon. So if anyone's got any last minute questions, just stick them in the box, because we're going to start wrapping this up, because Chillie has got an important phone call to do. Are you going to tell us what it's about, or you're not? No.
Well, it's I'm going to be talking on finding out some other possible cruises.
Oh. Will you come back and talk to us about it?
Of course, I'll talk anytime you want, Melissa. I'm not a shy, quiet type. I see. I've actually behaved pretty well today.
You actually have. I am mildly disappointed.
That's so sad.
It's always a joy and a pleasure to talk to you. I could talk to you for hours, and we need to keep in touch.
I am enjoying an adult beverage, even though it's not Friday night yet for me.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel I'm an idiot because I'm drinking water, but I'm about to go get a beverage in just a moment.
Well, I've been sipping on one this entire show.
Okay,
it's an afternoon cocktail.
Oh, do you want to share what it is?
Yeah.
I need to cruise with you. We all need to cruise.
By the way, Melissa, don't forget today is Rubber Ducky Day.
Okay.
So what you need to do is get your little rubber ducky, and go get in your bathtub and sing to it. Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bath time so much fun. Yeah.
I don't
Today's
have a
Rubber Ducky Day.
I haven't got a rubber ducky. I'm saying it in an American accent. I don't have a rubber ducky.
Okay. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Please come back and chat to us more. Thank you
Anytime.
to all our guests. Thank you for our guests. Well, I feel like you are our guest. Thank you to Madeline. Thank you for Dennis. Thank you to Pete. Thank you all for joining us tonight. And we'll be here next Friday. No idea who my guest is going to be, but it's going to be someone interesting. I can promise you that, but stay tuned. Chillie, you have a wonderful Friday. Have a great weekend.
Thank you for having me, Melissa. I've enjoyed
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. And keep in touch. Stay tuned.
it. Okay.
Watch this space. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.